So hello guys, in today's video I will show you how to read Gypsy cards. Now I know this video is pretty different. I usually do tarot readings, but I thought this time that maybe it should be fun that I actually show you how to read Gypsy cards. So basically, if you don't know what Gypsy cards are, these are usually used in Hungarian language territories, like places where people speak Hungarian. I personally don't live in Hungary, but I still live in a Hungarian speaking territory in Eastern Europe, so that's why I know how to read these cards. Basically I will do a flip through of the cards in a minute, but I just want to tell you that in no way, shape or form I say that this is the only way that Gypsy cards can be read, but actually my great-grandmother learned this from a gypsy woman in a gypsy caravan in a little town in Transylvania, and my mother learned it from her. So my mother taught me this way. These methods with gypsy card spreads can be done with Hungarian playing cards. Do a quick Google search about them if you don't know what Hungarian playing cards are. It's basically like French cards or like poker cards. But yeah, so Gypsy cards are really different from any kind of playing cards. They don't have suits or like colors, and yeah, so yeah, let's get into the video. Okay, so the video, I don't want the video to be boring, so I will switch up the decks. I will use this Gypsy card deck from, I don't know which brand, honestly. Okay, never mind. So this reading is a really romantic reading. So let's see that we are doing this reading for a woman whose let's say that we do this reading for a person whose love interest is a male. First thing, we have to search the deck from the lover card. By the way, this is the same cards, only the design is a bit different, but the same pictures and everything. Like, we are looking for the lover card. Yeah, we got the lover. We put the person in question in the middle. Like, if we did this reading where the love interest is a woman, then we would use the sweetheart card. Obviously, okay, so this reading is about finding out what is in the person of interest's mind, heart and future. This can be done in not romantic situations, like if you have an enemy or like someone, you want to know what someone thinks, then you can do it in a non-romantic way, but this is just a really common way to know more about the person of interest. So if you chose the card which represents the or a delinquent person, then you just shuffle the cards. And after and if you shuffle the cards, then you will put it in this order. You will put the cards in cross. So the first card goes on top of the person. This represents the cards that go on top of the person represent what is in their heart, in their soul, what are they feeling. Next one is going to the top. This represents the person in question's mind. Next one goes on the bottom, and this is what the person doesn't care about, what the person just stomps, you know. Next card goes into the past of the person, like we consider this the future, this side, and actually the right side, the past. So it's a bit strange, I know. And this is the future of the person. And if you establish the order, then just really quickly put all the cards in this cross situation. Be careful not to mix it up. Okay, so what is behind? Okay. What is behind a person? We don't care about that. We don't watch those cards. What is under the person? We don't care about them, because they say that they kick it, or they stomp on it, they walk on it, so we don't care about this either. Now we got our 3 decks. So soul, mind, and future. First we will see what is in the person's heart, and you basically just lay out the cards in a pretty simple way. You just put the cards next to each other, like, and you read them in an order. So first, if you put out the cards, we don't care about reverse cards and gypsy card, okay? So when you got your cards, it is important that when you first interpret it, you go in order and you connect the cards. But after you got the general view, you can switch them up and see if they correlate more or they make more sense if you put certain cards next to each other. Like if you see a narrative, or if you see I don't know how to speak. If you start to see a pattern, then you can arrange the cards. Okay, so now I won't do a reading because this video will be way too long, and this is only to show you the mode, how to do a reading. And whatever you interpret it, it is really important to say that this is what the person feels. This is what inside their soul, their heart. This may not be the truth, or this may not be their decisions, because their decisions are actually on top of them in their minds. And you can put these cards aside, and basically you do the same with the cards in the person's mind and in the person's future. Okay, so I really hope that my hand won't shake. Now I will do a flip through of one of my gypsy card decks. By the way, these 2 decks are the same. I just used this to show you the pictures, because this one is a bit bigger. You can buy these kind of gypsy cards, I think in Amazon or whatever online shop you live, because here where I live they are really easily attainable in bookstores or like souvenir shops, or yeah. So I just want to flip through and tell you the meaning, because after all this is a tutorial video. Okay, first card we got the priest or the cleric. This card usually means in general readings some soul searching work or some inner inner dialogue. This can mean, of course, morals, like tradition, basically what the Hierophant stands for in tarot, higher guidance, divine powers. In love reading, this usually means like some kind of barrier, or I interpret this as some kind of moral guidance. And this one is some money, it says, but it means like a small amount of money. This usually means either loss or something is not enough. In love readings, this can mean that the effort is not equal between the parties. In general reading, this can mean, of course, financial loss, but it can mean any kind of negative loss kind of thing. Not just loss, but like the resources are not enough, the love is not enough, the feelings or emotions are not enough. So very important thing that it is not just all about money. Okay, the next thing is actually the card of loss. This basically is really similar to the some money card, but I interpret this as a more like negative version of some money. Like this is straight up means loss. It does not mean that something is not enough. It straight up means that you lost something. Or in love readings, this can mean like even infidelity or like cheating involved, losing someone, losing a path, losing yourself, not just money. Okay, so this is anger. This one is pretty self-explanatory because this is not concrete. Like the concrete cards, like the, I don't know, child, are not meant to be interpreted as literally. But things like this, like anger, I think this is pretty self-explanatory in a way that anger can be interpreted in many areas. Like, of course, in love readings, anger can mean like the failure of the relationship or like physical abuse or something like that. Next card is sadness. Like basically this is the same thing as anger in relation of the interpretation. It's pretty self-explanatory. This one is love. This one is like self-explanatory too. Love in general readings, if it does not signal like a romantic relationship or like actually love, it can mean like a positive addition of something. For example, if you do a financial reading, then love can mean really positive like additions, like bonuses or something. Okay, hope is the same as the others, so is luck. With the hope, I just get really sad vibes from this hope card, but I don't know why. Maybe it's just me. Okay, luck. This can of course mean financial wealth, like financial positivity. In relationships outside of fortune and luck, this can mean, I know this, the English word is fortune, not luck, but and kind of, I don't know, different things a bit, but like not fortune as like money, but like fortune as luck, because like in Hungarian it's concretely said that it's literally said it's luck. So basically this can mean like again a positive addition again, or like in relationships, like the like the amount of emotions are like really much, and it is really good. Okay, gift. This is like quite a literal card. It means like something has an actual how to say that, like an actual reward. I think gift more like reward. In romantic readings, this can mean the outcome of a relationship. In financial readings, of course, it's like gift, like more money. In general readings, I think this can genuinely be like a gift from someone, or like a good news. It can mean good news, it can mean an invitation, it can mean whatever little thing, like it even can mean a message. Sometimes I read it as a message. Okay, letter means, of course, letter and message. Someone reaching out, someone going out of their way to send you a letter, like with the pigeon and something. Because there is, here it is, the message card, and these are not the same. I mean, they both mean obviously message, but I think this one is more like somebody going out of their way to reach out to you, and message is more like a sign. Like not a concrete letter from someone. Enemy. Okay, I really love this card. Usually if this pops up in romantic readings, it can either mean a third party situation or somebody of your significant other friend group not approving of you. Like somebody who's blocking the relationship, like an overprotective parent or friend or something. This usually means a negative blocking thing, but like in a person. Like, you know, if something is not working out, you do a reading and like this negative card shows up, then you know that it's not a general thing which is the issue, like it's an actual person. Next thing is merriment, joy. Pretty self-explanatory, only that if you do a reading for couples, you use this card. I will explain it in the spreading things later. Merriment basically signals relationships. Lover. This, if you do a reading where the person of interest is a male, then you use this card. Constancy. Obviously, aside from constancy, this means divine powers, occultism, religion, God, like stuff from up above. Judge. This can mean workplace, school, or somebody who is, I don't know, thinking about something, making decisions and stuff. Widow, loneliness, mainly a lonely woman. If this shows up in a love reading that you do for a woman, then this means that the relationship is going bad. The same goes for the widower, except in male perspective. Sickness or malady can be a sign of postponing things, like something will not take place. Cancelled events and such, and of course like physical illness. Falseness is kind of same as anger, but only this is more like in a immoral way. I interpret falseness as like in romantic readings, like if somebody wants just a physical relationship or like a one night stand without telling the other person, then it's usually falseness that's coming up, or like if somebody's not honest. The thief one is the same as the enemy one, only like it signals loss, like the loss of something. Misfortune, this is pretty self-explanatory, like this is not a good card. House, this one is interesting. This can mean a lot of things. Basically, house means like the way of things, like the way things just are, the standards, oh my god, my hand, the standards, the things that we are used with. It can mean that someone is not traveling, like if you do a reading about, oh my god, will he come to my city? Then no, he won't. Marriage. Marriage usually means conventions, traditions, or fixed relationships, serious relationships, and of course marriage, but it's not always the case. Visit means not just visitation, but like meeting, like when you meet, going out, meeting new people, or even getting a message, the connection of two lines. Journey, it literally says in Hungarian it's traveling, and I think traveling suits it more than journey. Of course, aside from being a literal journey, this can mean, of course, again, going out, meeting someone, and going new places, like seeing different things. Desire is desire, like no matter how I explain this one, desire will be desire, my guys. Officer, this is literally is a soldier in Hungarian. Responsibility, like male figures from business or workplace or school, or like a teacher or someone. I can compare it to the Emperor card in tarot. Yeah, money, this of course means like wealth and well-being, but in romantic readings this is a really good card because it means effort and a lot of important resources like time and commitment put into that relationship. The sweetheart is basically the lover woman. It goes like just like the lover card, only in female perspective. Like if you do a reading for a female, then you use this as her, and if you do a reading where the person of interest is a woman, then you use the sweetheart card as her. Okay, this is the child. A child can mean the outcome of something. It's the same as gift, actually. I interpret it as the same way. Sometimes it can mean problems, like something will have consequences. It can mean maturity, not maturity, immaturity, but like behaving a certain way, taking responsibility. Thought is when like thinking about things really seriously, and this usually, I don't like this card because this does not bring good things like thought, thinking. And jealousy is jealousy. In any kind of reading, jealousy means jealousy. Fidelity, this one is like a pretty self-explanatory card. Unexpected joy. Unexpected joy, it's not about financial things either. Like it can mean a really good news, or like you getting into a new relationship, or like being surprised. This is a generally happy card. And of course the last one is good old death. So, and the death card, of course, aside from physical death, which hopefully comes rarely into play, that means of course the end of something, and like the clock is ticking. So okay, so this was my flip through of the cards. Okay, so oh my god, excuse my phone cable. Now that you are familiar with the meanings of the cards and the cards in general, I will teach you just a few quick spreads which are really simple and like basically require like nothing. So of course you shuffle the cards like you shuffle them. Usually in tarot we use cards which jump out, but in these types of readings we require, like it is required to pull the cards. Like the person you are doing the reading for has to pull physically with their right hand. I will show you. If the person who you do the reading for is not here, then when you spread the cards like this, you have to pull cards with your left hand. Like basically if you do a reading for yourself, right hand. If you do a reading for someone else, then left hand. Okay, so first I will show you a 9-card reading. Basically first you ask a question. For example, like for the sake of this video, let's say will I successfully graduate? Okay, I just said like a stupid question. Now I will, because I do it for myself, with my right hand I will pull 9 cards out of these. So I just concentrate, meditate a bit, and I choose cards that I feel drawn to. Okay, so 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. So you have your 9 cards, keep it in order, put it aside, and now choose 3 more cards. This will be your covering cards. Okay, I have the 3 cards. The rest of the cards will be put away. Okay, so now in the order that you pulled them, you use the reverse order. Like you pulled them this first, and you put this one first that you picked out last. So I will put these cards into 3 columns. It is really important that when in a reading like this you put out the card, like you start putting it out. This one is first. You do put it left to right, and when you reach the 3 cards, the next will be put here, and then you go right to left, and again you put the next card here, and like in a snake situation, and left from left to right. Sorry, my recording just stopped, but basically what I was saying, that firstly I covered with the first card sickness, because I am excited to find out what will go wrong with the graduation situation. With the second card I will cover luck. This is not a love reading. If this was a love reading, I would obviously cover the sweetheart and the lover. And next I will cover merriment, because I want to find out what will be good about this graduation. Okay, so in this spread we go backwards, like the way we put the cards down, we go backwards. So I will start with this one. Merriment is covered by desire. Luck is covered by the widow. And sickness is covered by enemy. Okay, so obviously this is not a real reading. This is just to show you guys basically how to do a reading. The whole point of covering is to know more about that specific theme. So basically what you want to do, if the sickness is covered by the enemy card, then it most likely means that whatever is negative in the situation is actually caused by a person. The luck is covered by the widow, so this luck is short-lived. And merriment is covered by desire. So you really want this to work out, this graduation. Obviously this was just like a really stupid example of a reading, just to show you how the cards work. Basically, if you want something more, then you can read the cards in the corners, like the Lover Woman, with the corners, like this card with this card, this card with this card, this card with this card, and this card with this card. And obviously this part goes both ways, like the middle two cards, you can either interpret it like this way or that way. Okay, so I hope this was easy to understand, because this is the most simple reading that I can do with Gypsy cards.